Hey YouTubers, Muskrat Jim here. This weekend I'm heading up to Mount Carleton in northern New Brunswick. It is the Maritime Province's highest peak at 820 meters, so that's like 2,080 feet, I think it is. It's about half a mile high from sea level, and this is the gear that I'm bringing. So for all you gear junkies out there, I hope you enjoy this video. So Mount Carleton is New Brunswick's largest provincial park, and it has campgrounds as well as mountains. It has 4 peaks: Mount Bailey, Mount Sagmunk, Mount Head, and Mount Carleton, and Mount Carleton being the tallest of the 4. So me and a couple other guys are heading up there Friday afternoon, and then we're coming back on Sunday. So that'll be like 2 nights worth of camping and hopefully 2 days worth of hiking. We're going to go up Mount Carleton, as I said before, up one trail and then down another to make a loop. And each leg is 4 hours, so that'll be 8 hours of hiking. That's a fair amount more than what I'm used to, but I think it'll be alright. Basically all I gotta do is climb up to the top, and the other 2 guys can just roll me down the hill afterwards. Anyway, so this is the gear that we're bringing, or the gear that I'm bringing. I've got my tent and a hooded sleeping bag, and aside from the clothes that I'm wearing now, I'm going to have my bush jacket, which is waterproof. There's another tarp, just in case it really rains. I like to put a secondary tarp over my tent. My wife said we're supposed to get rain on Saturday, so I'll appreciate this waterproof bush jacket for sure. Now, as we get closer to the weekend, I'll check the weather, and if we get really bad weather, I'll bring these waterproof pants as well. And I've got some socks, an extra shirt, a t-shirt, and pajama bottoms to sleep in. Another pair of socks. A pair of underwear and a pair of socks. So I've got lots of socks. The idea is that once my socks get a little sweaty or whatever, I'm going to change them out just so then I don't develop blisters. But I'm also bringing a first aid kit with a bunch of bandages and that sort of thing, so moleskin. So if I get any hot spots on my feet, I'll try to treat them before they develop into blisters. Now, apparently the bugs are really bad up there, so I'm bringing several different types of bug dope or bug protection. And nope, not that part. I've got a thermocell here. I did a video on this last year, and it runs off a little butane cylinder, and so I've got a couple extra butane cylinders in here. I've got one in the device and a couple others here, and then I've got a bunch of pads, and the pads work for 4 hours. I also have this afterbite stuff. Like if you get bitten and it's really itchy, you can put this on. I think it's got ammonia in it or something because it smells really strong. But anyway, it kills the bacteria on the surface of the bug bite, and it makes it less itchy. I also have, or in my other pack, I've got some actual bug dope. I've got some bug dope here, and a couple of different kinds. I've got Deep Woods Off, and I've got that Natrapel stuff that I reviewed there not too long ago. Got several packets of Kleenex for toiletries, along with some hand sanitizer. Let's see, what else we got in here? Got a cup, a headlamp, some trash bags, a large fuel canister. I'm actually bringing 2 stoves. I'm bringing my tiny little gas stove because it weighs next to nothing. And then I bought one with a larger burner that's suitable for like a frying pan or whatever. But I haven't had the opportunity to test that out yet. So I don't want to get up there with a stove that doesn't work. So that's why I'm actually bringing 2. I've got a bug head net in case they get really bad, and a glass case for my glasses. Some medications. Yeah. Ziploc bag. Now you see I have 2 packs here. The idea was that I put most of my gear in the larger pack, and then when we went hiking up the mountains I would take the lighter pack, because it's smaller, and in it I would carry a large 4-liter jug of water. So anyway, I'm sort of reconsidering that idea. The reason being is because this lighter pack doesn't have an internal frame, so all the weight is on your shoulders, whereas this larger pack does have an internal frame and transfers all the weight to your hips. So what I'll probably end up doing is transferring all of this gear, which I was going to bring up the mountain, putting it into the larger pack so that when I go up the mountain, all the weight will be on my hips. So for the hiking pack, like I said, I've got a 4-liter jug here. And then I've got a small fuel canister and a teapot. Now the reason why it's in the plastic bag is because it's got kind of sooty on one of my other outings, and I don't want the soot all in my pack. So there's the teapot for boiling water, and inside it I've got a tripod for my fuel canister. It just makes the stove a little more sturdy, or stable rather. And there's the stove. And also in here I've got some coffee and some whitener and some tea bags. I'm not sure what I'm going to want to drink when I get up there. All this stuff fits rather nicely inside this small pack. It may just slosh around a lot in there, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Now, also in this pack, I've got one of those off devices that that runs on a couple of AA batteries, or AAA batteries, I guess. And there's a little pad in there with a little fan, and it builds a cloud of mosquito repellent around you. I'm bringing that. I've got a pair of sunglasses in here, so I'll bring those. In this pocket, I've got some more bug dope, some more hand sanitizer, some more Kleenex, and a match case of matches. In this pocket, that was my Kuska or Kuksa cup. I'm bringing that up on the mountain too. This was a gift from one of my YouTube friends, Dave Rosa. So I'm going to bring that up and make sure I get a picture of it up on the mountain. So, pair of gloves, first aid kit, which includes a tensor bandage. I've got some small band-aids and a couple of larger band-aid pads here. Teaspoon for my coffee or tea. And then in this pocket, got some extra cordage, a container for my sandwiches, which is what I'm going to bring up to the mountain. A second container. This one actually has like chocolate, and cup of soups and stuff in it. Then I've got a knife, fork, and spoon set. My spork. Of course, I'm not going to use all of these utensils while I'm up there, but I'm bringing them all with me. And got some bubble gum here. Attached to my shoulder strap is a water bottle. That way I can keep this one filled and drink from it, and I don't have to constantly go back to this one. What else? That's it on that side. Over on this side, I've got a whistle and a bandana. The bandana has a safety pin. And this is my EDC for the outdoors. It's a pouch and it holds my cell phone. It's got two zipper pockets here. And it has things like a couple 81 milligram aspirins in case someone's having a heart attack. Multi-tool, tube of lifesavers. There's another whistle in here. Folding pocket knife, flashlight, pair of scissors, Bic lighter, a smaller first aid kit with a pair of tweezers, and then just a regular EDC pouch type items of matches, cordage, duct tape, more bandages, small compass, safety pins. And there's a comb in there. And in the back here, I've got a small tarp that I can lay out on the ground so I can sit down and not get wet. And I've got a windscreen for my stove, I guess. That pretty much takes care of that one. Got a self-inflating mattress for the tent. I've got some trail snacks in my hip pockets of the main backpack, one on each side. And then for food, I've got this small cooler, and in it I've got some tortillas to make some sandwiches or roll-ups with. I've got some cheese, some pepperoni, some oatmeal for breakfast, some orange juice for breakfast again, and some Nutri-Grain breakfast bars. That'll be for my second breakfast. And while we're up there, we're going to have 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches and then 1 evening meal. Now, the evening meal, we've decided that we're going to eat that together. So one of the guys, he's bringing meat, and I'm bringing some rice. And I think the other fella is bringing some other vegetables, you know, like onions and maybe mushrooms or something to go with the meat. And for the lunches, I was going to use these for sandwiches. And I've got a package of tuna here. That'll be for one of the lunches. And then my second lunch will be peanut butter. I've got a small jar of peanut butter. It's not in here yet. So I'll be bringing that. And I'll also be bringing a small bottle of coffee, instant coffee, and a small bottle of coffee whitener, because that's how I like my coffee. You know, did I forget anything? I'll be bringing my walking stick with me. I like to have 2 points of contact with the ground at all times. When you're walking with just 2 feet, you've basically got 1 point of contact. So it's easier for you to trip and fall. With 2 points of contact, you're more stable. Less likely to trip over anything. And if you do have to step over anything large, you can use it to steady yourself. So, you know, I really like walking with a walking stick. Yeah, so if the forecast turns out that it's really wet, I have a pair of rubber boots that I'll be bringing as well. I really don't want to bring them, but, you know, whatever. For footwear, I've got these trail runners on my feet. It's got mud on there. Anyway, they're really lightweight, but they aren't waterproof. So that's why it looks like I may have to bring those boots. Now in a lot of my videos, I wear these canvas army boots, and they are waterproof. I spray them with silicone every year, but they're a little bit tight on my feet. And after walking for 8 hours, your feet are going to swell. And if I were to wear those, I'd be just looking for foot problems. So they're staying home, and I'll wear these trail runners instead. So I guess that pretty much wraps up this video. So my next video after this one will be our camping trip up at Mount Carleton, and we'll also be having a video about the hiking. So, you know, stay tuned. I have at least 2 other videos after this one. Depending on the weather and how tired we are after the first night's hike, we may do a hike on the second day. So I'll make a separate video of that. So, as I said, stay tuned, and there's more videos coming. This is Muskrat Jim, signing out. Hello again. As I was packing away my gear, I realized there was one important pocket in my main pack that I didn't even open. Anyway, in it is my cook pot. And in there is my second stove, the one with the larger burner that I was telling you about. See, as you can see, it's got really quite a large burner there. So that's great for larger pots or frying pans. That way you don't get the heat right in one tiny spot like you do on the other tiny little stove. I also carry a can opener. I don't have any cans. That doesn't mean someone else may not bring a can. And I also have this little wash bucket. It's a collapsible canvas bucket that we can use to wash dishes. It's got a couple of handles here that you can carry it. And I've got a sponge as well. And there's a tube of dishwashing liquid in there. And then I also have an emergency blanket, just in case the nights get cold up in the mountain. There, now I really think that's the end of my gear. So, see you in the next video. Oh, and I also brought a bowl. Need something to eat out of, right? Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm also bringing up my camera gear. So, that'll be my camera, my tripod, spare camera batteries, spare chips for my camera, and this backup power supply so that I can charge up my batteries or my cell phone. And yeah, that should be about it. So take care. For more muskrat survival videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell to receive notifications of newly uploaded videos on this channel.